When I was a little girl, I was afraid of the dark. I remember I would curl up in bed and I would wrap the blanket over my head, and the only thing that was showing would be where my eyes were, and I would close my eyes really, really tight because I knew that there was darkness everywhere. I would gather up the courage and get out of bed and feel my way to the wall, and I would turn on the light. Instantly, everything was better. Once the light shines, everything feels more manageable and safer. That's the power of light. It brings clarity, safety, and hope. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3, God speaks, and he says, "Let there be light," and there was light. The place we must come to is understanding that God is the source of light. In the beginning, he was the source of physical light, but he is also the source of spiritual light. Every place there is darkness, God brings light. In the beginning, the first thing that God creates is light, setting the stage for all eternity, a principle that would carry its way from the very beginning in Genesis to today, that God brings light in the midst of darkness. In the Bible, light represents God's presence, his goodness, and his truth, while darkness represents fear, separation, and sin. Sin, by the way, is anything that displeases God. And we use the Bible, the Word of God, as a way of coming to know and understand what are the things that please God and what are the things that displeases him. When we first take a step towards God, what we begin to see is that he begins to create order in the midst of our chaotic lives. But he also begins to shine light in the darkest places of our lives. Jesus says in John chapter 8 and verse 12, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." We all face dark seasons within our lives. Seasons of pain, seasons of fear, seasons of confusion. But darkness never has the last say. In fact, to lead a life without God is to lead a life of darkness, because Jesus is the light of the world. And as we begin to admit that we cannot control the chaos that is our lives outside of him, we begin to see his light dissipating the darkness that dwells within. He is the light of the world. And to follow him is to experience that light, the light of love, the light of hope, the light of peace, the light of an eternity in his presence, the light that shines into the darkest places of this world, a light that shines into the darkest places of our lives. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world." And to have Jesus is to have light. To have Jesus is to have clarity, hope, and safety in a world that often seems so dark. Thank you for watching. Would you like, share, and subscribe? And be sure to keep an eye out for the next video.